So
Yeah.
what is happening, everyone? We have Mel here with us today, and Mel has came on in leaps and bounds since she started training back in September last year. Her story is just so inspiring, and it's too inspiring to not share. So she's going to tell us a little bit about her journey so far today. So Mel, tell us a wee bit about you, background,
Okay.
and a wee bit about your gym background as well.
Okay. So I'm Mel. I'm 27 and I'm a primary school teacher. So quite busy. And before joining hybrid, I'd been at a few pure gyms, but again, kind of dipped in and out, kind of really used it as more of a social aspect, decided with a couple of friends for a few months that we would go and do it, but didn't really have a notion what I was doing there. And probably, well, now I know I wasn't doing anything actually right. And I didn't enjoy it. Like, I literally went for like the crack of chatting with them, or else made an excuse not to go. I never ever stuck at it. To me, like, exercise was just, if it took a notion that I wanted to try and like fit into something, I would go and try and blast it out for a couple of weeks, and then we'd lose the notion and stop again, and just wasn't obviously making any progress from it.
Okay, great. So what pushed you towards taking that first step to making a change?
Well, I got engaged in first lockdown in March. So I kind of knew, like, for my wedding, obviously you want to be looking your best. But then one of my best friends, her partner Mark, had been at hybrid, and he had joined a few weeks, maybe a couple of months before me, and his progress was unbelievable. And then one night I was in their house moaning about how I felt and how I looked, and he was like, I'm going to message a machine for you. And I didn't really I agreed to it then, and then that was me. I didn't really have an option. I probably would have chickened out if he hadn't sent it right then. I just got to a point, like, first lockdown, all I did was eat, was doing absolutely no exercise, like, felt completely rubbish in myself, and was just in a massive rut. And I still remember, like, on that first Zoom call, like, chatting about all that I wanted to do, and being like, deep in being like, this will never happen, and to be honest, like, it did take me, like, yourself, when I first started, like, yes, I might have turned up to training sessions, but that was really all I was doing. My whole self wasn't in it, and it took me a month kind of to get into the swing of things before really properly started.
And that is something I think is important to mention as well, because so many people think as soon as you join, as soon as you begin, you're going to get those initial results.
Yeah.
But the matter is, it takes a bit of time to build up those good habits and work towards achieving that goal. But yeah, shout out to Mark as well. What's happening?
Shout out to Mark. He killed me if he didn't mention it.
He'll be all this. Okay, so what have been the specific results for you so far? What do you think has helped get you there?
Okay, so I'm nearly like 1 pound away from 2.5 stone off. Like, I'm pretty much where at the beginning I said I wanted to get to. So I'm absolutely buzzing with that. And, like, to be honest, to get here, I haven't had to cut out, like, I love McDonald's. So, I've still been able to eat my McDonald's. I'm not a massive vegetable eater, and I'm such a picky eater, and there's certain food that I like and there's certain food that I don't, and that is just me, so for me it's been more like just like a mindset change, because before I was like starving myself basically of all the things I liked and trying to just eat what I thought would help me lose weight, and I was doing it for like 3 days and then just like binging then on all the rubbish after that.
Right, exactly.
So for me, it's just been like training my mind, right, well, no, I can't have that, and like using my fitness pal and stuff. Like, now I just can't imagine not doing it, and I know, like, on certain days, if I'm gonna like have my treat, that I'm allowed that. And like, for gym wise, like, my fitness is just improved drastically.
I know.
Like I'll never forget the first session sitting outside Mark's house in the car. My other two friends that still wouldn't join when I wanted to join and join with me. Mark's girlfriend wouldn't come. Laughing at me because I was trying so hard not to book. Like I was just, fitness was at a zilch.
I know.
And
Look,
I've just built it up slowly too. Like I
Look,
really have built it up slowly. Like for me, the biggest achievement was getting to do a burpee because I couldn't, like, at the start, I was horrendous. And it's funny because you don't even notice the things like coming on really at the time. But now, when we're doing our workouts and you're telling us what to do, I just know how to do it. Whereas before I was like watching it and then you were kind of giving me the simplified version, even when I couldn't do something, you always had another way to do it in mind. You were able to simplify it down. So every step in the way, you didn't feel like you were a total failure.
Of course. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. So what would you say to someone who is in a position now, in the same position that you were in 6 months ago? So they're stuck in a bit of a rut. They've went through all these lockdowns, just eating and not doing any kind of movement and just generally stuck in a bit of a funk. What would you say to them?
I would say just message somebody, get on now, message you and get started. Because as I say, even when I started with you, my head was definitely nowhere near in the game of where I wanted it to be to start. And it took me a while to get into that, but you do get there, and for me, it's definitely just been small changes over time. And I still know that like there's more that I'm going to get out of hybrid and out of the boot camps I'm working with you, because like, the change, even just in the past couple of months, has been mad, like mindset and everything. And I think before, like you have to kind of be selfish for this kind of thing too. Like before, for me, all my nights were busy with like tutoring and other things. I wasn't putting any time for actually me. So now, like I'm trying, like even if it's getting my steps and things, it's one thing for me that's during the day. Which ways that I make them for myself, like your own self-care. And no matter what, like there's so many nights before our boot camp at the minute, when you're sitting on the sofa and I'm so cozy and I'm like, oh, I could just go for a wee nap here after work. But see, when you get up and do the workout, you feel a million times better than what I would have if I had sat there and taken the nap and missed it. You don't have the guilt behind you. And as I said, like it's not that you just go in and do all these mad workouts and don't get to eat food you enjoy. Like I still have a takeaway at least once a week. My lunch to school every day, I'm having a sandwich with me for my lunch and I'm still seeing like progress. So yes, it's not a quick fix, but you do get there. And like the whole experience has been amazing. Like the group chat and everything, having the support you, no matter when I message you, if I'm like trying on something on a Saturday morning and I send a message to you, it's so good. Like the whole gym experience, it's like one big family, all the social things, like you really do go out of your way for us. So if you're joining one, join hybrid.
Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
That was amazing. Thank you for coming on and talking today as well. And I will see you in 15
very
minutes.
soon. Are we going set up?
See you
right.
soon, Mel.
See you then. Bye. Bye.